Hello, guys, and welcome to Pillowtalk. So, in this series, I will be raising awareness for mental health as well as being a platform to anyone out there who needs a shoulder to lean on or just a good listener. My comment section welcomes you, and remember, I am here for you. So, to start things off, let us all go back to the year 2020. During this time, I am sure each and every one of us were frustrated with the pandemic, myself included. But I was blessed because I still had my job during that time, while a lot of people out there lost theirs. However, I was starting to experience burnout. It was worse to me because it was due to the stress I was getting from my job. In my stand, I felt like my opinions didn't matter and my concern wasn't heard. Let me remind you that the stress I was getting wasn't from my workload, but rather I was being bullied. As days goes by, it became worse that one day I had my suicidal episodes. I was going down the stairs and suddenly imagined myself getting tripped and fall down. Later that day, while I was going back home from work, my second suicidal episode triggers when I imagined myself riding my bike as fast as I could and I rammed into the divider. I cried the whole journey back home. I can still remember the frustration I had. The only thing that stopped me from both attempts was my mother. I kept thinking about her that I decided not to do it. The next day when I went to work, it was the final call and I couldn't take it anymore. I had to do something. So I told my immediate supervisor I need to go see the doctor. I went to the nearest polyclinic near my workplace. In my mind, I was thinking what I would say. So by the time it was my turn to see the doctor, I broke down in front of the doctor and I asked him if he has any medication for my brain to make it stop. I told him I couldn't take it anymore. He was rather shocked but remained calm. Probably it was his first time seeing someone asking for meds for the brain. He asked me what was happening. I told him everything. He was quite afraid when I told him about my suicidal attempt. He then wrote me a referral letter for specialists at the hospital. I had to reassure him that I will straight away go to the hospital after that. I went to the hospital and I was arranged to see a specialist that day as well. On my first visit, I was asked to do the DAS, Depression Anxiety Stress Scale evaluation, and straight away I was diagnosed with major depression and prescribed with 2 weeks supply of antidepressant meds. Bear in mind that my psychiatrist only asked me to do this evaluation after she had 6 pages of my confessions. The medication really took a toll on me due to all of the side effects such as feeling drowsy and queasy. During this time, my work stress didn't budge at all. I was getting more and more stressed because my visit to the psychiatry got out. I was ridiculed by my workmate and they called me crazy, quote unquote, perempuan gila to be exact. That made things even worse. On my second visit, my psychiatry decided to increase my meds dosage when I told her about what my clip did to me. The side effects were even worse. I was getting fever and sluggish every next day I took the meds. Right there and then, I started to weigh things out. Is it worth it for me to sacrifice my mental health, not to mention my physical health, from taking all those medication over my work? So after careful consideration, I decided to quit. Along this journey, I did tell my mom, but I didn't really tell her everything. I was living far from home. I didn't want to worry her. That is also one of the major contributors for my depression. I didn't have friends that I could trust to let things out, to be honest. I kept everything in. As much as people think I was being public with my life on social media, I really wasn't. I cried when I realized that I didn't have anyone I could trust to tell all of these things. But I do have friends though, but I don't really have one, if you know what I mean. After seeing the psychiatrist, I realized that I don't trust people easily, especially when it comes to my feelings. Probably because I had experience talking to my counselor and she told everyone about it, probably because of that. Then I realized that social media really was my escape from it. I enjoy doing YouTube, and to be honest, the negative comments never really bothered me at all. Do you realize on social media you have the option to control negative exposure by unfollow, block, etc. But in real life, you don't have that option. Whether you like it or not, you have to face it. So I blocked every person who used to tell me that I was immature being public about my life on social media. They think they saw everything about me, but when in fact they see nothing. So now I already moved back to my home, and currently I'm doing the best that I can so that I won't fall back to the depression hole. I am still prescribed with meds, but I don't have any suicidal episode anymore. I lost myself from all of this, so right now I am picking myself back up. Remember that there's no one can uplift you better than yourself. And I hope you are too. Let me remind you, it's okay for you to cry. Your feelings are valid. You deserve to live as much as the next person. If you don't have anyone in your life, please remember me. I am here for you. I love you.